Well, hello there, and welcome to my channel. My name is zzionaesthetic, and today I wanted to do something that I haven't seen, at least not in a great while, on YouTube. I actually got this idea from watching a Pokemon YouTube video where the YouTuber talked about their favorite Pokemon in every single category, like whether that was type, whether that was generation, whatever it was, they talked about their favorite Pokemon from every single category. And I figured that that would be really fun to carry over sort of into the makeup side of YouTube and do a video talking about my favorite makeup product from every single category. So it's sort of like 2018 favorites video, but just with like an extra little flair on it. I figured this would be a fun way to show you guys literally like if I were to do a full face using all of my favorite products from each category, foundation, concealer, powder, whatever it may be. So I want to just hop into this video. I think I'm going to try to go in order of like how it makes sense, like start out with primer and foundation all the way until setting spray at the very end. So if you guys are interested in seeing what my favorite makeup product from every single category is, please keep watching. Some of these products I have here today are like old classics, including this guy, and some of them are a little bit newer, a little bit more recent of discoveries for me. So just figured to give you a little disclaimer. Some of these are very classic staples that have been in my collection for a very long time. So what I want to start out with is this primer. This is the Porefessional primer by Benefit. I am almost completely out of this tube, and this is the jumbo-sized tube. As you can see, it's about as big as my head. They were doing some sort of promotional thing, and that's how I picked this up, but I love this primer so much. I definitely use other primers when I'm looking for certain things, like more radiance, or less discoloration, or just whatever, but on just a standard day, this is definitely my go-to. I do have some pore problems around my nose area and underneath my eyes, and this really just helps with that, and you can use this on your whole face. It just creates a very smooth base for your foundation to go on to. And speaking of foundation, next we're going to talk about my absolute favorite foundation. This one is a little bit newer of a find for me, but this is the Fenty Beauty foundation. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear foundation. I do know that if you struggle with dry skin, this probably won't be the best foundation for you. I have seen a couple reviews of this foundation from people who do have more dry skin, and they said that the formula just really does not work for them at all. But for somebody with a little bit more oil to their skin, or normal/oily skin, which is what I have, this is by far the most beautifully airbrushed looking foundation that I have ever seen. It is actually what I'm wearing today on my face. Generally, whenever I have to go anywhere where I need to make sure that my skin looks beautiful, this is always the foundation I pick up. There's never any risk of it going weird on me or it looking bad. It's very long lasting, very smooth, very like, Barbie, just perfect. So unless your skin is really dry, 100%, this, in my opinion, is the best foundation right now on the market. Now going into concealer, we have the classic Tarte Shape Tape. I know Tarte is sort of having a bunch of controversy right now, rightfully so, because they were very uninclusive with their shade range for the Shape Tape foundation. They did a matte version and a sort of more luminous version, and neither of them had very deep shades. It was like 12 shades of white and then like 2 shades for darker skin tones, and I'm glad that they have a bunch of controversy, because that way they can smarten up, other brands can smarten up. I mean, if we're not vocal about what the problems are, then they're not going to get solved. So I definitely agree that they should be much smarter about their skin tones, and they should be more inclusive to all of the wonderful people all over this planet. Like, we're not all white, okay? But anyway, this one is just a classic staple for me. I do really want to find like a new concealer that I love as much as this one, but I just haven't yet. I've tried a couple, and they just haven't really compared yet. Certain days this is a little too cakey for me, but in general, that is definitely still my #1 concealer. Now that our base is all laid down, we are going to set the face. My absolute favorite setting powder, this is like twice to 3 times as good as any other setting powder I've ever used. This is the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. Mine is in the shade Translucent Light. This is a product that I am not looking for a better version of this. I literally will repurchase this till the end of time. It looks flawless on the skin. I have never seen a powder that has a finish like this. You can't even tell it's powder. It doesn't do that like powdery thing that all other setting powders I have do. It just literally melts into your skin the second you put it on, and it just looks so freaking natural. I fucking love this stuff. I love this stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the cheek and face products. First off with contour. This is actually the first contour product that I ever bought. This is my second one now. I use it almost every single day. This is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Sculpting Powder in medium. This one was a huge YouTube staple for a while. It sort of died down hype-wise, but it's just still, in my opinion, the best contour. It has the perfect undertone where it's not warm, but it's also not too cool or ashy. It sort of just creates that really nice level of depth. So the next product, and don't judge me on this one, is bronzer, and I actually have 2 choices here with me today, and the reason is because my actual favorite bronzer of life, this one, is no longer being sold, which is like, damn it, Marc Jacobs, you literally made a perfect bronzer. Why would you make it a limited edition? But anyway, this is the Marc Jacobs Tastic Bronzer Omega Bronze. I don't know which one is technically the name, but it is this beautiful giant pan. It has this gorgeous mirror so that you can look at yourself while you're doing your makeup. This is just, in my opinion, the most beautiful, like, undertone, just the best formula, just the absolute best bronzing powder of life. It's definitely my favorite, but since that is no longer sold anymore, my second favorite, and the one that I've definitely used the most in my life, the most days that I've worn makeup, is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I always get this confused with the regular Chocolate Soleil. That one is a little bit too dark for me. This one is just absolutely perfect. I love this one because it's actually a tiny bit too light for me, but I can just slather those layers on and it just looks natural instead of looking like bronzer. It just looks like I'm naturally bronzed. So both of these are really viable options. Marc Jacobs, though, you need to get this back out on the shelves. For blush, I have a slightly newer product. This is by Ofra. It's the Ofra blush, and I have it in the shade Bellini, which is this beautiful sort of pale, like dusty color. It's not quite rose. It's a little bit more like corally pink, but it's just such a natural flush. It doesn't... I used to go really dark with my blushes and do a lot of like mauves, and those really accentuate certain parts of my face, which isn't bad, but this one's just a very like, you can wear it with a full face of makeup, or you can wear it like with mascara and lip gloss, and it'll look bomb either way. It's just a very sort of, subtle's not the right word, but just a very like lifelike cheek flush. And this next product actually is also by Ofra. This is the Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive. This was so hyped for a minute, but like rightfully so. This is just like so, like here, I need to swatch this for you. Like this is me barely, and it's just like, boom. Like look at that high shine. Ugh, I can just never get over how beautiful this is. And it's like that perfect sort of champagne-y gold that just like looks so beautiful on the cheeks. It is what I'm actually wearing today. If you can see, it's got that beautiful glow and like shimmer and like shine and like everything you would ever want in a highlight, but it's not a strip up your face. It's a very like turn to the side, like, oh, she cute, you know? And I definitely love it for that. So next product is another highlighter. I wanted to do a powder highlighter and a liquid highlighter just because I use them for 2 very different things. Generally with liquid highlighters, I use it before like my foundation, or when I'm just not gonna wear foundation that day, and I just take it on my beauty blender and dab it into the skin on the places that I want highlighted. And I found that this is the perfect product for that. When you're just using it on your bare skin or just on top of primer, it creates this beautiful radiant glow that just like screams from within your face and just like looks so beautiful. Oh, I love it. Next, real quick, before we get into my eyes and my eyeshadows and lashes and all that fun stuff, I just do want to say my favorite brow product of ever is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I just like this because, one, the formula is really nice. It's not too, what's the right word, creamy, I guess, and so you can create really, like, hair-like strokes with it, or even just fill in without it looking too harsh. Just wanted to hit that real quick before we get into the eyes. Oh, actually, one more thing before the eyes. I wanted to talk about my favorite face brush. I didn't pick, like, my favorite brush for each category of the face. I just did one face brush and one eye brush. And my favorite face brush is this Benefit Hoola brush. It is, I've talked about this on my channel before in my top 10 favorite brushes. I will try to link that up in the card, wherever those, whichever side of the screen those are on. But this just has the perfect shape for bronzer and also the perfect amount of give, where it just like is perfect. It's just like smooth and nice and creates this really, I don't even have to like, you know, buff my bronzer in. I can just literally take this and go back and forth. And because of how much it actually like gives, it just perfectly like spreads to the exact amount that I want to bronze. So I absolutely love that brush. So now for my eyes, I'm gonna get the brush out of the way first, just so then I can delve into all the shadows and stuff. So this I've actually, I think I talked about this in the same video. I do have a favorite brushes video, so of course my all-time favorites would be in that video. But this is the Wayne Goss number 3 brush. It just has the perfect shape where it's like a little bit rounded but tapers just a little bit at the top, and it just fits perfectly right into here. And so whenever you're doing any crease work, whenever you're doing really anything except for packing like shimmer onto the lid or really doing transition shades, this is like just the best size shape. And it's really soft. It is cruelty free. It is real hair, but it's cruelty free. And I love Wayne Goss. He's just amazing. His brushes are even better. So now for eyeshadow. I did take 2 here again. I know I don't have that much self-control, but once I talk about them both, you'll understand why. First off, the first one I picked was very expensive, and also it doesn't really cover all the bases, and so I wanted to like show you enough eyeshadow that you could really cover all your bases. So the first palette is the Vizia number 1 Neutral Matte palette. This is amazing. It does retail for like $80, but the shadows are some of the highest quality shadows I've ever used. This is just a good staple. Like, I don't think I could ever live without this, because these shades up here and even these shades down here, you can just use this with any look ever. Like, you're always gonna need some transition shades or some dark neutral shades, and this just always comes in clutch for me. I can literally grab any eyeshadows in this palette and make it work, because this like sort of covers everything that the other palette would miss. And then for talking about the other palette, something that will give you all the colors you need, something that has a great formula, has great pan sizes, this is the massive Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. This is actually my only Morphe product that I own, but I love it. It's got all of these shadows, just like too many to even think about. I ended up taking the shade names and attaching them to the top so that I could see what shades I was using whenever I use this palette on camera. This just literally is amazing. It's really good. You can do pretty much any look you could ever dream of using this palette. It's not the all-time best formula in the world, but for the price, for the amount of shadows you get, and for the colors, just, it's really good. The formula is really good. The shades are really good. The price is really good. This is just a really good palette to have. So next on eyes, I wanted to talk about my eyeliner. First off, my favorite liquid liner is actually not the Kat Von D tattoo liner anymore. It is the Stila Stay All Day waterproof liner, which really surprised me, because the reason that I liked the Kat Von D tattoo liner so much is because this thing, the tip, I guess the tip is the right word, is not a felt tip. It's like a brush tip. There's actually little hairs in it. And this Stila one is actually a felt tip, and generally I don't prefer felt tips. I've just found I can't get the exact flick that I'm looking for, but for some reason with this Stila one, it just is amazing. I always get a perfect line. It doesn't bleed. It is a beautiful black color. It's very like matte and dark, and it just doesn't budge, and it's very precise. I just, since I got this, I haven't found myself reaching for the tattoo liner very much anymore. And then for my favorite eye kohl, by far, I love this eye kohl. The only one that comes close is the Marc Jacobs ones. But this is the Makeup Forever Aqua XL eye pencil. These are so good. They're so pigmented. They're so creamy. They look beautiful in like your waterline, and also they're waterproof, and they're actually waterproof. So they're just like very, very tough. I always have this on still at the end of the day after wearing makeup all day, and they're really, really nice. They're not too expensive. Definitely a staple for me. I have the black one and the white one, and I just love them. So my favorite mascara next is the Voluminous Lash Paradise by, who is this by? L'Oreal Paris. So this you can buy right at Walmart or at any drugstore, and I love this mascara. I love a lot of mascaras, but this one, even though it's like $7, has proven to be the best mascara for me. It's just so beautiful on the lashes. It really elongates them, but it does not clump up at all. It really does a good job at keeping your lashes all separate. And it is also really good for putting on your lashes before you put on like falsies, because it just gives them that perfect curl, but they're not clumpy. You can't see them underneath the lashes. It's just a really, really nice, good $7 mascara. And then for lashes, my favorite lashes are these. I am currently wearing my Lily lashes in Miami, which I know is most beauty gurus' favorite lashes, and I do love these lashes. But I'd have to say that my all-time favorites are the Lanas by Huda Beauty. These just have such a cute shape. They are not flared. They're sort of even on every side, but whenever I do like a halo eye or really any eye, these just look so good. More than any other lashes I own, they just accentuate your eyes and your eyelashes, and it just looks so stunning and so gorgeous. These are one of the first lashes that I ever got when I first started wearing falsies, and I just keep coming back to them again and again. They're just so cute. So for lips, I generally start out using a lip pencil, and my favorite lip pencils by far are the ones from Bite Beauty. These are just called the Bite Beauty lip pencils. They come in a ton of different shades, and they're actually on sale right now at Sephora. Instead of $18, they're like $12, $13, $50 or something. Yeah, I think they're $13.50. And they just are amazing. I never thought I'd find a lip pencil that I preferred over the MAC lip pencils, because those are just really, really good in my opinion. But this is just like the absolute... It's like a MAC lip pencil, but just a little bit creamier and a little bit more pigmented. Not too much that you're going to have a mess, but just enough that you can really create that perfect outline that you can easily fill in after. This is my all-time favorite liquid lipstick. It's just like liquid lipstick done right. There's so many liquid lipsticks out there that are not done perfectly right, and this one just is. Super pigmented, super thin, super comfortable, like very dried down, but it doesn't make my mouth feel dry or my lips feel dry. And this is a more recent release. It just came out, I don't know exactly when, but very recently. But I'm glad that Nars waited so long to release their liquid lipsticks, because they got it right. Like, this is so much better than any other liquid lipstick I've ever tried. So this is the Nars Power Matte Lip Pigment. The shade that I am wearing today and that I have in my hands is called American Woman. My favorite regular lipstick formula is the Bite Beauty lipsticks. These are the Amuse Bouche lipsticks. This one is in Chai, which is this beautiful sort of like terracotta chai color. But the formula of these is the best. Like, it's hard to describe because it's sort of like right in between. It's got the best of all different worlds, but it's very creamy to apply, but it doesn't apply like a very creamy lipstick. Your lips dry down, very comfortable to wear, but it's like matte enough that it's really easily controllable. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but just for like a classic, like pull out of your purse or just every day, or even just like when you're going hard, they have so many shades, just like their lip liners, and the formula is just amazing. And then my favorite gloss And this is the gloss that I wear almost every day. At this point in time, I've been really into glossy lips, so I've been wearing this, like, too much. But this is the Buxom White Russian gloss. I love this. I actually mentioned this in my last video, which was my huge Christmas haul. I will link that up in the cards as well, but the reason I talked about this is because I was talking about a chapstick that I got, or a lip balm that I got, that has the same plumping as this does, and that's the reason I love this so much. The color is beautiful, the way it looks is beautiful, but it just it feels so good on the lips. It like is that perfect amount of plumping. It's just amazing. The color is beautiful, and it feels super, super good on the lips. And then for our last face product, for our last getting ready for the day product, I have my setting spray, and then I also have two quick other products that I wanted to mention real quick. So for setting spray, my current favorite of all the setting sprays, which this is incredible because I didn't think anything would ever beat the Urban Decay, and they are very close. They might be tied, but currently the one that I'm using the most is the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 Replenishing Primer and Setting Spray. I have not generally used this as a primer. I don't know if I ever have. I may have once or twice. But as a setting spray, this smells so good. It makes the powder just blend into your skin so good. It's not the longest lasting setting spray. The Urban Decay is definitely longer lasting, but it's sort of like a mix between the Urban Decay and the MAC Prep and Prime. It smells so good. Like, oh, I don't even, it's like a tropical beach where you've had just the right amount of like alcohol and you're just like chilling and it's sunny, but you've got your SPF on and you've got like a coconut drink. I don't know. It's just smells so good. Okay, and then the last two products that I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick are my favorite skincare product, or maybe just my favorite moisturizer. I don't know, but this is the Belief True Cream Aqua Bomb. I stan this stuff so hard. I use this at least once a day to keep my skin moisturized. It's definitely the best thing that I've found for moisturization. I've definitely talked about this product before, but the reason I like it so much is because my skin likes it so much. Like, I apply it to my skin and I can just feel my skin drinking it in and just loving it. And because of that, it like feels really satisfying to put on my face. And so it's my favorite moisturizer because my skin likes it so much, I guess. I don't know. It's my favorite, okay? And then last, we have my favorite cologne / perfume. This is Marc Jacobs Decadence. It's this adorable little purse. Oh, I love the packaging. But it also smells so good. Oh, I wish I knew more about cologne so I could like really describe all the different like tones and whatever, but it just, oh, it smells so good. It just like makes me feel like I'm dreaming in amazement. So that is my favorite cologne and my favorite product out of every single category ever. I think. If I missed any products or any categories that you think should have been on this list, please let me know down in the comments. I can leave a comment, you know, adding products if I missed any categories. I think I got them all. I like triple checked, but I always forget something. So please let me know if I did. Yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys liked this idea of like my favorite thing from every single category. Because I just thought that was a really cool idea, and I hope you guys do too. And that's pretty much all I had to say. I have a bunch of social medias. You can check them down in the description below. I will link all of the products I've talked about here today down in the description below. And other than that, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I hope to catch you on my next video. Bye!